Like I said before, my name is Rich Akullian. I'm the Online Marketing Manager here at Autotask, and joining us today is Mark Woldman, the President of MSP Sales Pros, and special thanks to Enable Technologies, who has a great special offer for you at the end of this presentation. For attending today, they help sponsor this event. Tell you a little bit about myself. I'm going to run through this quick. Like I said, my name is Rich Akullian. I've got 10 years in online marketing experience, SEO, SEM, social media. I'm Google AdWords certified. I manage all the online marketing at Autotask. I used to be an e-commerce manager for a large retailer. I'm a big New York sports fan, so if there's any Boston fans out there, I'm sorry. The Yankees are going to take it this year, even though they started off 2-3. The Giants just won a Super Bowl. The Knicks are playing in the Eastern Conference, going into the playoffs. I'm also a big-time golfer. I'll be golfing down at Community Live this year for anyone that's joined us down there. I'm more bogeys than birdies, but it's always the birdies and the eagles that I tell my friends about. So for all the golfers out there, that's a good word of advice. Now, I just want to tell everyone a little bit about what Autotask is for those on the call that are not completely familiar with what we do. And Autotask is the world's #1 provider of cloud-based IT business management software. We're born in the cloud and built in the cloud since 2001, and we're all about replacing at least 5 different applications in your arsenal. I mean, we're all about services automation. We have a great service desk module, project management, time and expense, billing and invoicing, and CRM, and we keep them all under one house, which is the major reason for going with our suite of products. And we do a lot of product automation. We realize that people are getting into a hybrid model right now. It's not just services. They're trying to build in products, and we want to make sure that you can connect those up through deep integrations with our great partners like iBiz10, QuoteWorks, and other quoting tools out there. And we want to make sure that you have a good base to get education with. I mean, so this is your network. It's a great online community. It's great education like this coming from Autotask Academy. We want to make sure you can speak with your clients using the client portal, Taskfire for internal IT. There's a great outsource module and subcontractor that you can use through Autotask as well. And we want to make sure that you can completely access your network through Autotask. And we're a true multi-tenant SaaS organization. We're always accessible anytime. We're always up to date. There's nothing to maintain, install, or update. On-premise is something that is being moved away from in a lot of the places around the world, and we really want to make sure that we're a leader there. So we want to make sure that you can access your information anywhere. We're a truly global company. We're 200-plus full-time employees around the world. We've got a new office down in Sydney, Australia, with Adam Ross running that team. We're set up in Beijing, China, with a great development team. And we've also got Fu Ming Ho out there managing our sales organization. Our international headquarters is just set up in a brand new office in London, England, in the Richmond area. That's run by Mark Banfield. And we're also set up in Frankfurt, Germany, with Thomas is running our team out there. And I'm coming to you today from New York, from headquarters of Autotask. We've got great data centers in the U.S. and the U.K. Our U.K. data center is SAS 70 compliant, and our U.S. data center is on the way to be there. I mean, we understand redundancy, understand that your business information is completely crucial, and that's why we're taking these steps to make sure that it's always available for you. And like I said before, my favorite part about working at Autotask right now is the community. I get to speak to hundreds of people a week, thousands of people a month, just tell them about what we do, how we do it, and how we're helping other people do it. And so that's why we have a great community.autotask.com, which is a lot of people like yourself, peers, sharing best business practices, good workflows to use, and it's a great place and a great foundation for education. And like when I'm talking about education, we give 25-plus live webinars and workshops a month. We have a lot of great product training out there. You can visit it on youtube.com/autotasktraining. We have great business building content. We have 120-plus on-demand training videos. We do great boot camps all around the world. We have a great boot camp coming up at Community Live down in Orlando. We're on tons of road shows going out with great partners like Enable. So that's a little bit about our community, but what that community means is that we're able to put a lot of funding back into the R&D of the product. We want to make sure that it's as open as possible, and so that's why in the last year we've made our software browser agnostic. So you can use it on Safari, you can use it on Chrome, you can use it on Internet Explorer, Firefox. We also want to make sure that people within your organization can use different pieces of software that they need. So there's a place for executives like the executive dashboard. Sales reps can manage their pipeline. Service managers can manage their tickets with field techs. And billing and accounts, it's all about the money. We want to make sure that you can get all of the time that you've spent out there servicing your clients onto your billing, onto your accounts, and get that through to the end. We also want to make sure that you can access it however you want with the type of browser, not only browser, but type of device. So we want to make sure that you can use it on the iPad, iPhone, Android, etc. And like I said below, we want to make sure that you can run your business how you want to run your business. So we want to make sure that we have great integrations with our partners, RMM tools like Enable, storage, backup, Outlook, and Exchange. It's all about communication, quoting tools, like I said, with the products. Managed print, I know a lot of people are getting into. And like I said before, it's all about the money. It's all about accounting. So with that, I want to bring in Mark, who's got these surefire tips for sales, because I mean every organization needs a great sales team, and they need great sales techniques. So I just want to introduce Mark Woldman, who's going to take us through a great part of this presentation. So welcome, Mark.
Hey, thanks, Rich. Hey, what Rich doesn't know about me that you'll all learn here is that at Super Bowl 21, when the Giants beat the Broncos, I happened to have field passes and locker passes, and was on the standing on the benches with the Giants, cheering with them. So,
is that that's 1986?
Yes.
I was 2 years old.
Yeah, well, I wasn't. Like Rich, I'm a diehard Yankee fan as well. What Rich didn't point out, Yankees started out 0-3, and
yeah.
so now at 2-3, it's definitely going in the right direction.
Yeah, so, definitely.
All right, so to tell you a little bit more about myself, I've been in the IT services industry for some time as a sales rep selling services, and as a consultant teaching how to sell and market services, and working with some other software vendors in this space running sales and marketing division. So I've been around this space for a long time. I've seen a lot of the issues that IT service providers have, packaging up their services, selling services, and getting prospects to say yes to them. So we've built the processes, the tools, the templates, the techniques, everything that service providers need to move forward, get customers on board quicker, and with a whole lot less effort, using a much smarter process. So with that, we'll jump into how do you do this, right? The goal of this session is not to sit here and sell you stuff, but to give you real information that you can use, that hopefully at the end of this session today you can go out, put some of this stuff into practice, maybe recognize some problems and some deals that you're working to get those things turned around. So this should be really good stuff for you. So 5 best practices. First thing you got to do, design your strategy. If you're just winging it, you're always going to run into problems. Part of that strategy is going to be creating your message, and this is where a lot of the service providers kind of miss the mark. They kind of brand themselves as just like everybody else, and not knowingly, it's done by mistake, but it is probably the number one problem out there, getting in the way. We'll work on improving prospecting. Some people like to do this, some people hate to do this, but at the end of the day, it's one of those necessary evils that you've got to incorporate that demand generation piece into your plan. And prospecting, getting on the phone, is the most proven way of landing customers. Right? If it's not for you, it's not for you. There's other options. We'll touch on some of those things, but we'll show you some ways to improve that prospecting. You might feel a bit more comfortable getting on the phone and making calls. We'll get into qualifying. This is critical, that you absolutely know how to identify good opportunities, and you can identify bad opportunities. And having been in sales and sales management for many years, I can tell you that most of a salesperson's time is spent working opportunities that never close. Very little of their time is spent on the good opportunities that do close, right? And that should tell you something, and we'll step into those things a bit later here as well. And then we'll show you how to set up the close. Another common problem is people don't know how to close. They're waiting for the customer to say, how do I get started, right? Or they're waiting for the perfect opportunity for the customer to say, wow, this is awesome. You guys are the best. It's going to be great for us. And then they say, well, are you ready to get started? And we'll show you how to actually set that up from that very first meeting, so you're always working toward that. Part of that, finding that close, too, is identifying hidden objections, knowing what the customer is telling you. So we'll touch on all these things today. All right, so in the strategy, the keys here are defining your markets. We'll spend some more time on that, but you want to know who you're selling to, right? We don't want to sell, well, we could sell to any business out there. We want to define this a little better, only so we know what their issues are, so we could speak to them more effectively.